Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress, and this is your daily dust for January 4th, Thursday, January 4th, if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. You can treat it as a timeless reading. I'm using the Cosmos Tarot and Oracle deck. It's a combo deck. It's really cool. It's also one of those decks that have multiple artists contributing to it, and so let me show you. And it's got this beautiful gold edge. So this is all the tarot ones. And there's less oracle cards, so you have to kind of split them. And here are the oracle cards. And these are all the tarot. So I don't use this that much because the symbols for the different zodiac signs are a little bit different than how I follow the zodiac signs compared to the tarot, but it's still helpful and insightful and a really, really beautiful deck. So let's go ahead and shuffle the tarot part of it. This is one that I didn't do with my silver and gold, and I thought about it and then I forgot. The silver and gold theme. Get 3 cards. We have Leo. All right, the Emperor. So they're comparing the Emperor to Leo, which the Emperor we usually see as Aries, but that's okay. It works. It works because it's fire. And then we have the Queen of Fire, Cassiopeia. Baby time. And we have the World, which is the Phoenix. Okay, let's zoom on in and see what we get. So the words that they use for the Emperor are pretty accurate, I'd say. Reputation, showmanship, chivalry, loyalty. But I feel like also the Emperor goes beyond that to being kind of like the divine masculine, the father figure sometimes. In here, though, they use because of it's astronomy and the different constellations. Of course, they had to be judicious and spread them out the best way they could. And so choosing the Emperor for Leo, I think the Leo constellation, I think works pretty good because the Lion is one of the constellation that resembles, it looks exactly like the lion, basically. And the Leo reigns over the 5th house, the house of pleasure and satisfaction and creation. And so that lion conjures nobility and power and pride. And people who are born under the sign of Leo share many of those attributes. And Leos tend to speak with both authority and showmanship. They're actually aware and very acutely aware of how people may perceive them, and therefore may embellish their stories and their appearance in order to leave a good impression. My godson is Leo, and he is definitely a showman, and he did an amazing job in one of the games that we had, setting up a scenario and getting people into the mood of like a murder mystery. So I mean, I tell you what, those characteristics are so helpful, to enjoy a more rich and full and exciting life, and especially in those kind of moments. They also tend to be proud, but they're also very hardworking too, and they have a appreciation for the relaxation and the pleasure and the comforts around them. They don't always seek the limelight, but a lot of them do. And they like to entertain, and it comes naturally, that will and the desire to entertain. So this is about reflecting traditional ideals and interacting with others in an honorable way. So whether you're a Leo or not, you may have a lot of this energy, or you may be connecting with somebody with a lot of this type of energy. Maybe you feel like you're more of the Queen of Fire, the Cassiopeia, the one of self-worth and also a bit of pride. So it's like it could be one and the same, but it could also be it could be a twin flame couple, almost like this flame, this passion, this pride that this masculine and this feminine share here. Cassiopeia is the queen of Ethiopia. And she was arrogant and vain, and she was beautiful. And she invited the wrath of Poseidon after boasting that she had her daughter Andromeda. She and her daughter Andromeda were more beautiful than all the Nereids, the 50 daughters of the gentle old man of the sea. And Triton became enraged, and Poseidon ordered Cassiopeia's daughter Andromeda to be chained to the sea's edge. And if its orders were ignored, he threatened that the sea monster Cetus would destroy Cassiopeia's kingdom. So a lot of violent mythological gods and goddesses doing stuff here. The traditional queen of fire in the tarot is a fiery, uniquely social, exceptionally charismatic person, and they're kind of high society types. They have really good relationships. She's the ultimate hostess, very diplomatic, strong character. She could also have a flair for the dramatic too, and also a bit of the show womanship, like maybe a good actor, just a very good speaker, just very warm in her presentation of things. So when you see this card, it's talking about your self-worth, and pride versus hubris is like, don't get carried away. You can have pride, but you should also keep things in check and, read the room a lot of the time. Like, maybe not say things that will cause drama or an uproar or something like that. Or maybe you're even dealing with somebody who has a little of this, and you're like looking at them and like, really? You're doing all of this? Okay. And sometimes people, like, I would say Sagittarius is just pure, positive energy, and sometimes they stick their foot in their mouth and not always realize that they're in a moment where they, shouldn't have said what they said, or something like that. So, like, I feel like if you're dealing with certain people that are kind of larger than life, I feel like give them a little bit of space there, just to be who they are, and not to try to make them fit into a small box. You know what I mean? They have to express themselves this way. If they're fire people, they just have to. And as if you're not a fire person and you're any other element, you may not always get that, but like maybe air sign people do get that, and they're more supportive, and so they provide the oxygen to their to their displays. Water people may want to just throw a little water and tame down that little flame, and earth people may want to snuff it out completely with a nice clump of clay or dirt or whatever. But the point is, I feel like allow people to be themselves, and you can be yourself. Don't dim to fit in. Just shine and enjoy yourself and be who you want to be. And whether you're a fire sign or not, this is not specific to any particular sign, but I do sense a couple here, a very dynamic duo, a very passionate, fiery, outgoing couple here. And so it seems kind of fun, and it feels like this couple together is going to transform into something, because we have the world here. There could be very passionate rapture. The world often has one of the descriptive words for the world is rapture. For some reason, I've read that a lot, and so it just definitely feels like the climax and the ultimate. This feeling of achieving and like making it to the end and having success in something that you're working on together. So you could be working on something with somebody, and it's very dynamic. It's the Phoenix is all about these flames too. Look at all of this flames energy. So the Phoenix is used for the World card because it's a minor constellation in the southern sky, and the Phoenix has its origins in ancient Egypt and has since been incorporated into Greek and Roman and Christian mythology. The concepts of infinity, cycles of life and death and resurrection and longevity and renewal are all contained within the symbol of the Phoenix. I resonate with Phoenix because it's also a symbol used often for Scorpio, which is the sign of regeneration and transformation and renewal and life and death, and so it's one of those higher energies ascribed to Scorpio. But not everybody reaches Phoenix level. We're lucky if we can rise above like an eagle. Anyway, so the Phoenix is really amazing because its life cycles is tied to the element of fire. So it dies in an outburst of flames only to be born again from its ashes. And so in the traditional world card, it's all about fulfillment and achievement and the end of a cycle and the birth of another. And even though, the world, I never see the world card necessarily as like the death card, which is birth and death and birth, but I see it as always a possibility. Like when you complete a cycle, when you have the fulfillment, you're about to begin another adventure. It's the end of the adventure. It's the culmination of it. The Fool begins the journey. It's the alpha, and the World is the omega. It's the end. But both cards represent both the beginning and endings of cycles. And so I just feel like here, it feels like a very exciting day for a couple here. It feels like lovemaking to me. It just feels like explosive, fiery passion. And even if it's not between two fire signs, it feels fiery. This energy that you're feeling with somebody, it's exciting and passionate and explosive, and it's positive because it's the World card. It's positive. It's ending in a positive feeling, like a ripple, a wave of good energy. That's how I see the World card, as more of a water ripple. But the World card also has the 4 fixed signs, which is Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus. So the Leo would definitely feel it more like in a fiery passion explosion. The Scorpio would feel more like a wave, cresting, bursting, blossoming, whatever, like a geyser, And every sign would have a kind, or every element and sign, fixed sign that represents the element, would have its own expression of this completion and this good feeling. So yeah, it does feel like a transformation and a reinvention and a culmination of something. And it also is opportunities and establishing some exciting new foundation for change in a person. So I feel like, a lot of us out there are going to be beginning our New Year's resolutions, and so a lot of people could be starting with a big burst of energy here, and I think that's a great thing, and I hope you enjoy that. I think you will be very successful. Sometimes certain projects or things you start have more momentum on particular days when the stars are aligned. So let's just say today's the day the stars are aligned to begin this thing, so you will have a great success when you complete it. And so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.